Let's quickly talk about programmatic audio marketing and advertising. Is this the new strategy to enhance your advertising in terms of audio or what? Let's have a quick conversation about that. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So when we talk about programmatic audio, we're thinking about automation. So those two words, I want you to remember them. There's a strong correlation between programmatic and automation. So when we talk about programmatic is really an umbrella term for all the processes allowing the purchase of impressions through automated systems with limited human involvement and slow manual insertion orders. So programmatic has been the bread and butter of online advertising and is making its way to new areas like radio and audio advertising, out-of-home advertising, and even traditional print. The bottom line here is what? Bottom line is when we talk about programmatic, there is no element of seasonality. It doesn't matter whether you're speaking about Thanksgiving audio advertising or Super Bowl audio advertising or summer audio advertising. No, things are done beforehand. Things are done on, let's say, on an automated basis. Okay. What about programmatic audio? So programmatic audio is basically the use of technology to automate the selling and insertion of ads into audio content like podcasts, digital radio, and music streaming services. Okay. And the cool thing here is that you are able to do things on an automatic basis. Don't forget what I told you earlier, that we're speaking about a diversity of platforms here. So we're speaking about out-of-home advertising, for example, OOH advertising. We're speaking about radio and audio advertising. We're speaking about podcast advertising. And the thing here is that when we talk about programmatic audio, we're speaking about the fact that you are having access to different platforms. You having an extension of the online ad ecosystem. You are basically using the same automated systems for buying ads in audio content, such as podcast, audio articles, digital radio, and streaming music services. So bottom line here is what? When we talk about programmatic audio marketing, programmatic audio advertising, we're speaking about a diversity of platforms. But most importantly, there's an element, the foundational element in all of this is automation. Okay, automation, it doesn't matter. The seasonality doesn't play a role anymore. Automation, things have to be automated. So you are automatically selling and inserting ads in audio content like podcast, digital radio, and music streaming services. You're automatically selling or buying and inserting ads into those those type of content. So here's the approach I really want you to really have. So when you think about programmatic audio marketing, if this is something that you really want to embrace, you need to understand the fact that you need to understand how programmatic audio advertising really works. So unlike the case of display and video, programmatic audio was for many years missing solid specs and delivery standards, so much needed to attract more advertisers and publishers and pump advertisers' dollars into the system, right? And what we have seen in the last few years is that there is a new concept that came up. There's a new way of doing things, and this is the IAB, the Popular Digital Advertising Association, that has been doing a lot of stuff to actually, I would say, harmonize the standards in the industry. So they actually came up with a lot of things. So, and most important of all, it's called the DAST. So that's the Digital Audio Ad Serving Template. That really helps a lot, and they have been using the DAST, the template, since 2014. And the cool thing here is that you are able to see a lot of best practices that emerged after the DAST was implemented. So you have quicker adoptions of frameworks like VAST, for example, and the deprecated DAST, and those are really bringing a lot of new perspectives to the industry. What I'm trying to say here is that when you think about programmatic audio advertising, you need to understand the foundation upon which concepts are created, upon which campaigns are created, upon which strategies are reflected. Okay, and so when we talk about VAST, for example, VAST it's even better than DAST, because VAST, among other things, envisions a framework for placing linear ads, into audio players. And when we talk about linear ads, we're speaking about audio ads that appear before, after, or during a break in the main audio content. So when you think about the main audio content here, can be a podcast, or it can be a radio sort of a radio show, but you are placing ads before, after, or during a break. So those are called linear ads. And so this can be complemented by ad formats like companion ads, ad pods, skippable ads. What are companion ads? So those are accompanying ads, for example, banners with the brand's logo and a CTA displayed in the audio player while the audio ad is playing. Now, the listener might be listening or might be viewing, but might be looking at the screen. It doesn't really matter because when you have accompanying ads, those don't have the same sort of a prominence as the audio ad. You also have ad pods. So those are slots for one or more audio ads in the content, in the primary content. Or you have skippable ads. So these are ads in the audio that can appear as pre-roll before the content and mid-roll in content, each offering specific advantages. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the delivery and targeting capabilities. Again, we're having a discussion about what? A discussion about programmatic audio marketing. And boss, I want to quickly remind you of the topic to this topic. This is an in-depth review of programmatic audio marketing and advertising. And when you think about programmatic audio advertising, you got to really pay attention to delivery and targeting capabilities, because audience targeting on programmatic audio is similar to other channels you are already familiar with, right? You can use the same audience targeting solutions from display, video, mobile, and multi-channel campaigns, or use audio-specific data to target genres, playlists, and demographics to match the mood or topic of a campaign. And this is important because if you want to have a high campaign ROI, you need to match the mood or topic of the campaign, and we need to sync their mood or topic with the geography and demographics of your target audience. And so with programmatic audio, you basically can target premium digital audiences against traditional broadcast parameters such as day parting, geo, and format. And you can measure those against the familiar TGRP and CPP KPIs. And the cool thing here is that you are able also to contextualize the analysis, to contextualize the reporting. You can also target, let's say you can target or retarget those people who have listened to an audio ad to keep them moving further on the customer journey. This is kind of important, especially if you have a sales funnel that's actually tied into your programmatic audio ad campaigns. Okay, so when we think about delivery and targeting capabilities, we're speaking about a couple of concepts that are important for your sales funnels down the road in terms of making sure that you have the right type of listener itinerary. So you want to push your listeners down the funnel, down the sales funnel as soon as possible, from prospects to a deal to a customer. Okay, and so you have things like IP-based targeting, you have geofencing, you have content and behavioral, you have first-party targeting, you have contextual keywords and topics, you have dynamic triggers, locations, demographics, temporal, music genre, device, operating system, weather, and you have technology-based, so the browser, the wireless carrier, the listening platform, the device operating system. So you have a lot of things to think about. Let me give you a review here so you have a clear idea of what we're talking about. Again, we are speaking about programmatic audio marketing and advertising, and I want to talk to you about the players who are really kicking ass in the industry, who are really revamping the sector, who are really adding value to the sector, and who are really who are helping you, helping advertisers and publishers do a lot when it comes to creating an optimized experience, audio experience for the listener. Because the bottom line here is that if the listener is not listening, then there's nothing else, right? You don't have programmatic audio marketing, the ROI will go down, and so on and so forth. The cool thing about programmatic audio marketing, and I just want to really throw this in there, is that no matter how the economy is doing, this has nothing to do with economic trends. If the economy is bad, people will listen to audio. If the economy is good, if the economy is up or down, people will always listen to audio anyway. And so which companies are offering programmatic audio ads nowadays? You have Google, you have the Rubicon projects, you have SoundCloud, you have Pandora, you have BBC, and very important to note here is that Spotify is not really offering programmatic audio ads right now. But our team believes that Spotify will change that very soon when they see the competition actually eating in a way at their market share. They will really do a quick. They will react quickly in that department. So Google, for example, Google announced in June 2018 that it would start offering programmatic audio ads through Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, and Google Play Music, enabling brands to buy the ads using their DoubleClick bid manager. Rubicon project also sees potential in programmatic audio. So the ad tech provider made substantial investment in programmatic audio in 2018 as media buyers gain confidence and better understand programmatic audio measurement and tracking. This medium will become a standard. You have SoundCloud, which recently announced that it's adding programmatic audio and video inventory via App Nexus Marketplace. And you have Pandora. Pandora, as you know, is a leading provider of music and podcasts that recently launched their private audio marketplace to buyers looking to purchase ads programmatically. And BBC, the British broadcasting pioneer, partnered with the podcast provider Acast to launch industry-first programmatic audio ads. And because BBC is a public broadcaster in the UK, the ads are only displayed to international listeners of the podcast. Okay, this is kind of cool. And also, since BBC journalists cannot endorse brands and read the ads using their own voice, programmatic insertion of pre-recorded ads was a logical step for this station. For example, Acast can automatically recognize if a listener is located in the UK and ensure ad-free delivery. For listeners outside the UK, Acast dynamically insert ads based on their location, device type, context, and time of day, layered with third-party demographic data. So you can see here, I think I was talking to you earlier about the importance and level of granularity here. Let me give you a few pro tips here as we explore further the topic of programmatic audio marketing and advertising. It's really important to understand that when we speak about programmatic audio advertising or marketing for that matter, there are some important benefits to pay attention to. For example, the growing popularity of music streaming services. This is so huge. It's just amazing. We've been researching this topic for the last 10 years, and what we have seen, ooh la la, it's just really great. And you can see that, for example, you have a growing number of users that are flocking to Spotify and other similar music streaming services. And while the premium plans allow users to enjoy ad-free music streaming, some people opt for the cheaper alternative that includes ads. This is kind of cool. So Spotify boasts a whopping 100 million users worldwide, out of which 83 million are paying subscribers and about 17 million are non-paying subscribers who use the non-premium service and listen to ads. And the thing is that mobile is the main driver of the programmatic audio revolution. So you're talking about like in the States, for example, you have more than 3/4 of US digital audio listening occurs right now on mobile and only 25% on desktop. I want you to see the delta here. You have 3-to-1. This is just fantastic. In the UK, 38% of audio listening is on devices other than radios, primarily PCs and laptops, which make up about 11% of all audio, and smartphones, which make up 8%. And what we love about the programmatic audio advertising is that you have the ability to initiate an intimate brand-listener bond. Think about it. With a majority of people listening to audio via headphones, an intimate bond is formed between the brand and listener. This not only helps advertisers ensure that their message is heard, but also provides an opportunity to personalize the message to that individual listeners. Okay, so you don't have to watch TV with a bunch of people around you. You just listen to your podcast, by yourself, and only you know what you're listening to. And you also have an affluent, well-educated audience. So podcast listeners statistically are more likely to have a college or higher education, along with more than $100,000 household income. So this makes them a very valuable audience from a targeting perspective. And we love the fact that audio ads are distraction-free. So podcasts are considered a distraction-free medium, as they can reach people in situations when no other media can. Because of the specificity of content, listeners are more focused than display ad audiences and tend to consume podcasts in distraction-free environments at home or during leisure. And you also have the fact that we have resistance to ad block. So people listening to audio on mobile devices cannot simply block ads like they can with display ads via ad blocking tools. This presents an undeniable advantage to advertisers. Unlike in web browsers, users cannot jump to another tab or install an ad blocker to get rid of ads altogether. So here you have a wonderful competitive advantage when it comes to audio ads versus regular display ads. And one thing I want to say here is that I want to go back to the elements of demographics and geography that I mentioned earlier. That when you have programmatic audio marketing, and here you have the ability to automatically reach those audiences via demographics and geography, this really boosts your ROI big time when it comes to programmatic audio advertising. I want to go a little more granular here before closing today's conversation. I want to say that when we talk about programmatic audio marketing, you want to pay attention to not only the benefits in terms of your ROI, but also the benefits for the audience. See, digital audio can be used in cross-device campaigns to generate brand awareness or part of the funnel for general prospecting used alongside display, video, mobile, OOH, and CTV. And the bottom line here is that when you think about OOH and CTV, again, we want to go back to the elements of geography and demographics. Those are really important. And so when you have programmatic audio advertising or programmatic audio in general, whether it is advertising, whether it is marketing, whether it is strategy implementation, you have highly engaged audiences. You have precise targeting. You have frequency control. You have data decision intelligence. You have efficiency. You have dynamic creative messaging. You have real-time optimization. You have reporting and attribution. Let me explain what those really mean for you and your brain. So highly engaged audiences. So audio is engaging, emotional, and a different experience for consumers. Due to the nature of the listening experience, ads which blend with the content are more welcome and effective. And this is based on our research as well as research reports that have been conducted by several news organizations and several consulting agencies, including Nielsen. Precise targeting. So there's a full suite of targeting capabilities, including audience targeting, geo-targeting, and device targeting. Frequency control. You can manage how often ads are served and reduce wasted impressions with frequency control. And using first-party data alongside mobile network data, you can improve effectiveness and performance. So this is about the data decision intelligence here. So you are able to get intel from multiple platforms and multiple, multiple capabilities. In terms of efficiency, you can gain maximum reach with focused targeting, effective discovery, and execution. And we also love about the dynamic creative messaging. So there is a capability to deliver 360 binaural ads and utilize data and context for personalization. So research shows that dynamically personalized creative delivers on average 50 to 65% uplift in ad recall, along with a 2.4x increase in conversions. Fantastic. You also have real-time optimization, so you can deliver the creative which can target, refine, and expand on a variety of specific parameters to reach the pre-established KPIs that you have. This could be universal campaign management, setting filters for devices, frequency, etc. In terms of reporting and attribution, you can get insights on the entire customer journey, including audio activity to optimize and attribute conversions. Here's a decision I really want you to pay attention to. So the thing here is that audio ads are really great. Don't get me wrong, they're really great. However, there is something that you need to really pay attention to, which is that there are challenges in the industry. There are challenges that you need to pay attention to. See, there are early challenges of programmatic audio advertising. So until recently, programmatic audio was dealing with the initial growing pains, and most of these problems have already been addressed, but others will go away when the technology matures. And right now, the thing is that we have not seen the amount of cash, the amount of liquidity injected in the industry by big names such as the Spotify of the world, the Pandora of the world, so that they can really change. They can really change the dynamics and improve the overall deliverability. So right now we're still dealing with when you think about programmatic audio marketing, we're still dealing with two important elements here, and you have under supply and under demand, and then you have incompatibility when it comes to the technology. Let me explain that. So first, we have the under supply and under demand. So most crippling for the development of programmatic audio is the lack of scale, which is really critical to attract advertisers and publishers. And if you don't bring those advertisers and publishers into the mix, you're not going to get the scale. At the moment, supply of programmatic audio media is much bigger than the demand for it, leading to underselling and underpricing of inventory. And if you have undersupply and underpricing of inventory, you're having this delta will create some kind of problem in the long run in terms of investments. The ROI is not there. If the economics are not there, you're not going to see a new bunch of investors pouring cash into the industry or into the technology. Again, this is another reason why real-time bidding auctions are difficult to execute in programmatic audio advertising. For now, a guaranteed non-programmatic or programmatic direct approach makes more sense here until demand grows to match supply. Okay, and we really are calling for big names, if you're listening to us, big names to actually enter this industry and to sort of fix this dichotomy, this delta that we see between demand and supply. And also you have incompatible technology. So the existing technology driving digital ad buying is not quite compatible with audio. I mean, while there are frameworks concerning the delivery of programmatic audio, this does not solve all its pains, really. Because, see, the existing ad servers and ad exchanges are designed with display and video ads in mind, and so is the nomenclature. And so if you think about ad view, like viewability, impressions, CPC, cost per clicks, all those terms mean very little in the way of audio ads. Okay, think about it, ad view. This is not something of viewability. So this means that getting fully on board with audio advertising entails heavy investing in the technology. So streaming platforms have to build a lot of the costly advertising technology themselves, which for many players may not offer a sufficient return on investment. This is what I was just telling you earlier, that you need to have big names such as the Spotify of the world, the Pandora, the iTunes, so you need to have those big players taking a stand with their dollars, with their wallet, and say, listen, we are going to build an infrastructure that's going to revolutionize this industry programmatically in the next few years. But right now they're a little timid, they're all shy with their dollars, and hopefully that will change in the future. Who knows? Let me close to this conversation by talking to you about the winner here. So the thing is, when you talk about programmatic audio marketing, you have to think about the fact that you have audience targeting solutions. You are able to get your brand heard, and you're able to know exactly what will happen in programmatic audio in the future in terms of connecting with the audience more across multiple platforms and geographies. So when we talk about audience targeting solutions, programmatic audio allows advertisers to access inventory at a much higher scale. But it's important to ensure campaigns are well targeted, and using audience insights from mobile network data, you can intelligently inform the entire media stack. The thing here is that you are able to reach your audience members where they're at, whether they're listening to a podcast or whether they're going to work, listening to their favorite radio show. You are able to do a lot of things through programmatic audio marketing. For example, you have data-driven audience expansion. So using data modeling, you can identify, let's say, prospecting efforts. You can influence publisher deal setups, which can be overlaid with audience insights within the DSP, the demand side platform. You have sequential messaging. So with cross-device targeting and attribution, you are able to serve sequential messaging across all channels and devices while managing the frequency cap across the entire buy. You can extend CTV buys to digital audio. Extending connected TV reach via digital audio is one approach some advertisers take. So it's a really sound one, considering that in the US, digital audio listeners will outnumber connected TV users by 9.7 to 15 million. this year. This year alone, think about that. And you also have you're also able to add audience data. So to ensure a cohesive cross-channel experience, consider integrating audio, video, and display with the first and third-party data targeting measured against digital KPIs, including unique, capping, geo, and demo across media and devices. And you are able, at the end, to diversify your programmatic budget, right? So use the same targeting and reporting tools for your video, mobile, and cross-device campaigns. So this is how you actually increase your programmatic budget. You can optimize your programmatic budget in the long run. So you're able to see, you're able to add different functionalities. Bottom line here is that digital audio is a huge opportunity to brand, to actually build with an audience of engaged listeners. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about programmatic audio marketing and advertising. I gave you the overview, the approach, the review, the pro tips, and the decision and the winner. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.